This morning, a little bit of wordplay. This, of course, will go in a makeup bag, and let's see what fun we can have with letters. This is the Eliza font that's included in the Bernina software. And first of all, to me, it looks a little thin because I want to add several more layers to this, and I don't want this to be lost. So I'll come to Effects, and the pool compensation. Pool compensation I'm going to increase to 0.7 and apply. And that made it a little heftier. And now I want to apply some outlines and offsets. Because I had used the pool compensation, I'm going to need to apply offset to this by a 1/2 millimeter, because that's about the width that I increased already. Let's give this a different color. Now you of course don't have to use these same threads to sew it out. I think I'll do this. And I'm just going to do the one for now, but you can do multiples. I'm going to want some different settings to do my other offsets. So I'm going to go with one for now. This would be the same thing as coming up here to object outlines, but because of the pool compensation, the outline would set it too close inside the letter. So I'm going to go to outline offsets to get the effect that I want. And there they are. It's going right on the edge. Now also, I want to buoy that up a little bit. Let's turn that into a triple stitch. And then we'll go back to the original word. And we'll go to our outlines and offsets again. Now this time, I'm going to go about 4 millimeters away from the edge. And for now, I want a single straight stitch. Let's give it another color. That might be fun. And we'll say okay. Beautiful. So it didn't chop up the inside or anything. I've got a nice clear line. Now, something I can do with that, and of course this is the order that it's going to sew in. I want to move this up one. Where is my icon? Is it there? Okay. So it'll sew my original word, then it'll sew the outline. And now I'm going to have a border going around it. Now the border, if you start with a single, there's a lot of different things you can do to it. We can have a plain satin. That's kind of pretty. We could, now that gets a little odd. Have edit. Let's smooth the curves and see if we like that any better. It helped it some, didn't it? It kind of evened them out. Not fond of that, but you could create your own from here. So I click here. What do these crosses look like? That's the way you're going to learn it, is just poking around and see what you find. It's kind of fun. But let's say that you really have decided that you just want a satin stitch. So it was one click to get back to satin stitch. And let's say that you actually want it wider than this. I will come to Object Properties. And right now it's showing me that it's sewing 3 millimeters wide. And I think I want to take it up to maybe 4. So I'll hit apply. and it just makes it bolder. Now, I want to show you some things that do not necessarily work for this. If I was to come here and change just the height, now I have proportional scaling on, so that means that I could change either the width or the height, and they would change in proportion to each other. But if I change perhaps the height to 60 millimeters, do you see how it's no longer following a true border? So let's undo that. So even if I use any of these arrows to enlarge it, I'm going to get the same situation where it's I'll try to put this at 0. I'm changing the X and the Y. It's really not following things. So the best thing to do if you're wanting to increase the space from your word to the border, you'll want to go back to the original word, come into offsets again. This time let's offset it by perhaps 8. And I think I'll keep that same color, because I'm going to keep one or the other, whichever I prefer. And see, that just took it, but it's in proportion to what the original was. And so what I could do is hide this till I make up my mind. Hide. And then play with this one. And we'll probably, whatever it is, we're going to want it to sew last. So we'll touch this. And so then from here, you could even do a raised. And what a raised does for you. Oh, and I know I'd want it bolder than that. So let's come to the object properties. Let's take that up to 4. And apply. Okay. What the raised satin does for you is it builds it up. It's going to really appear like old-fashioned embroidery, where they might call it a padded satin stitch. Let's speed this up. See, it took 3 passes around to really raise that up high. Thanks for watching.